Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to visualize weather data using Ladybug tools. So as you can see in the canvas, I already have three components here. The first component is a panel that contains the URL of the weather file that's coming from Energy Plus's website. The download weather component, which connects that weather file to the import EPW component, which will allow us to visualize all of the data points contained within the file. So the first thing you want to do is go to the Ladybug tab and go to Visualize Data. And you can see you have an hourly plot and a monthly chart. So we're going to first drop down an hourly chart. And the easiest thing to do is actually to connect. It's very easy. All you're doing is taking an output and connecting it to the data input. And voila, you have a chart in Rhino. So this is an annual chart where the x-axis shows the months of the year and the y-axis is the hours of each day. So each one of these little slivers, if I zoom really close in, represents a day, each column, and each row represents an hour of the day. And it's set to go from morning to night. Now if you want to reverse that morning to night, there's a way that you can do that. You can go to the inputs here and you can see there's an input for reverse Y. So if you connect a Boolean toggle to that reverse Y component and set it to true, let's see how that works. I'm not going to set it to true yet, so I'm going to set it to true and you'll see that the chart just flipped. It went from morning at the top to evening at the bottom. And if you see these, red outline for the meshes, what you can do is actually this border output for your chart. You can connect a custom preview to that. So I'm going to connect the borders, and it's looking for a swatch, a color swatch. So if you type in color using the British spelling, color swatch is an option. You'll double click on the white and you can make it whatever color you'd like. I'm just picking black so that it looks kind of clean. You can make it gray, you can make it white, you can make it whatever color you'd like, and that's how you can change that default grasshopper preview so that your chart has a black outline across the board. So let's go back to grasshopper. And then there's a couple of components I'm going to show you here in between. So because this chart is actually quite wide, you can use a slider to minimize or make it narrower. So I have a slider here that goes from 0 to 1 and I'm going to connect it to the X dimension. And as I do that, you can see that it will reduce the width of that chart. And you can do the same by hitting Control-C, Control-V for the Y dimension if you want to reduce anything. So you can reduce it by a certain amount. You can also make it larger, so in case you wanted, so let's just do a slider from 0 to 100. So if I wanted to make the X dimension larger, so let's see how that's happening. So you can see this is much wider. And you can do the same in the Y direction, which will make it evenly wider all across. Okay. The coolest thing that actually happens though is I'm going to disconnect the X and the Y and we're going to switch to perspective view in Rhino. And you can see right now it's a flat chart. And if you're a legacy user, you might recall that older versions had it in 3D. So get that back. We flattened it to make it faster. But if you want to visualize it in 3D, you have to connect a slider in the Z dimension input. So you can see now the chart. You can, see how much it offsets. 100 is generally a good value to plug in there. So if you go to your right view, go to your front view, you'll see now you have the chart in 3D, and the lower numbers are the colder hours of the year, and the higher numbers are the hotter hours of the year. Okay, so that's how you can make some changes. There's one more input, legend parameters, which we will talk about in a separate video. So the next thing I do want to show you is adding a monthly chart. So let's go back to top view and zoom in. And because it's in 3D, you'll see that the grid points disappeared because they are actually at the bottom. So now you have the meshes on top of the values. So they disappear. So to get that back, let's just delete all of that. And let's go back to, okay. So if we go back to the visualize data, you'll see there is a monthly chart component. Let's drop that down. And similar to the hourly plot, you can connect any one of these outputs from import EPW. We're just going to stick to color dry bulb temperature here, and I'm going to connect it to data. And this is one thing you'll notice. It's always going to bring a new chart in at the 0, 0 point. So if you want to move that chart, you can actually create a point in Rhino. This is not the parametric way to do it, but this is a quick and dirty way to do it. You can get a parameter, a point parameter from Grasshopper, drop it in, and set one point. So you just set that point, and then connect that to the base point input, and that will automatically shift your chart up. And once you have that point in there, you can actually use the gumball to move it around. Okay. If you don't want to do that, let's say you don't want to create a point in Rhino because you're going to share this file, you could always internalize it, but the other way to do it is to use the construct point component. And if you just want to move it in the Y direction, I'm going to create a slider that goes, 125 higher, and I'll connect it to the Y. And then I'll take that point, you see, like it's showing up here, it's virtually showing up. You can disable the preview of it so you don't see it, and connect it to the base point. And similar to the hourly plot, we might want to connect the borders to the geometry so that it shows up black. It might be data lines as well. Sometimes that doesn't work. You can create your own custom preview again and connect it to the borders. There you go. And then you can copy that color swatch and apply it. There you go. And then we have the data lines, or you can do a different color for them if you'd like. So if you just copy that, connect it there, and say you want the data lines to be red, or you want them to be a really bright blue, you can change it to whatever color you'd like it to be. So you can visualize the colors a little bit differently on the chart. So right now you can see this is actually not a bar chart. This is just showing the values for each day, right? Let's go back to the chart, to the script. And if we go back to the Ladybug tab, and we go to Analyze Data, and we do the Time Interval Operation component, and we're just going to drop it down right in the middle. And what this will do is you can take the dry bulb temperature, add it to data, and there's an operation. So if you want to average all of the data, you can type in average. If you want total, you can type in total, or you can use a number between 0 and 100 to indicate a percentile. So for the default is set to average, and we're just going to keep it default because in this instance we might want to see a daily average temperature. So if we now take an input and connect it to data, let's see what that does to our chart. Now we have the average daily temperature shown for every day. If we wanted monthly, we can switch it. Like, what's the average monthly? We'll just switch the output from the time interval from daily to monthly and connect it. So now you have a monthly bar chart that shows the interval differently. You can also change it monthly per hour, which would be like you have to make some changes for data in operation, because without it, it's going to look a little strange. But so there you go. There's a lot of different ways that you can make changes to these charts. One thing we didn't talk about, which we'll pick up in a separate video, is how to make changes to your legend parameters. For the monthly chart, it doesn't make much of a difference, but for the hourly chart, where we see these not so even numbers in the legend parameters, we'll go over that in another video. Thank you.